The chase for Cinderella begins. Let's get into it. I am super excited for today for a couple of reasons. The first reason being that we are actually opening up something that's not Inklands, which we'll probably open up more of that down the road in the future of the channel, but we're actually opening something we've never opened on the channel before, which is going to be a Rise of the Floodborn booster box. I think we've opened up some blisters on the channel, but I don't think we've opened up an actual booster box. So I want to be able to do that, and also probably in a future video we'll open up the first chapter booster box as well, so that way we can at least say like we've opened up all of them on the channel, and then we'll probably bounce around, come back to them, things like that. But before we get into that, another reason why I'm super excited for today's video is because we've actually announced the giveaway winner of the Enchanted Pride Lands. We announced it in the community tab. Go check that out. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you all so much for just giving such wonderful feedback, wonderful comments to us in the comment section of the last few videos. We are eternally grateful to you all. We really appreciate that. If you did win, try to reach out to us in the next couple of weeks. We'll call it 2 weeks, and we'll get that sent to you. So with that, let's dive into this box here. So a couple of stories that, and actually we'll get cracking this box right now, but actually a couple of stories that come to mind, and as always, safety first. That's very important. A couple of stories that come to mind, like as we're opening this up. Oh, gotta be careful here. As we're opening this up, the first one is I gotta be honest. I know that we just started to do like the actual wrap seal, you know, like on the boxes and stuff. Totally forgot that it was just the rip strip on this actual box here. Totally forgot about that. I wonder in the future if they'll end up doing, like, if they reprint, which we don't know if they will or not, but if they do reprint, I wonder if they will decide to put plastic over the Rise of the Floodborn boxes and the first chapter boxes, especially the first chapter. That's gonna be super important. But also I wanna make a quick call out. The reason we're actually starting, like, we're opening this up, and we're gonna try and chase down Cinderella. We're gonna try and make that happen. If we pull any Enchanted, we'd be over the moon. All of our pulls, we're gonna be super excited. We're just gonna have fun today. But I got the inspiration to do this video because actually, funny story. Just before we get into the opening, as I've said before, like myself, my wife, my mom, and I, like we open up, you know, we do blisters all the time, especially for blister season. My wife and my mom both have yet to pull Enchanteds. The other day we're opening up just a couple of blisters, and my wife actually pulled Enchanted Robin Hood. I was so excited for her. So anyway, she pulls that. We all get super excited. The next day, my mom goes ahead and she pulls Enchanted Ursula. In the first pack, we couldn't believe it. And you might be thinking to yourself, like, wait, I've seen this Ursula before. I saw it in the Every Enchanted, video that we did a few episodes ago. I'll put a link in the description for that video, because that we had a lot of fun just talking about different stories and stuff like that with opening. But here's the other one. So now we have a couple of Ursulas. Both of them technically being misprints, but I guess in order for it to be a misprint, I mean, I guess technically it is a misprint, but I guess for that to matter, they'll have to reprint and put some actual Dreamborn Ursulas out there. So we'll see if that happens. But anyway, we'll get into this. We'll get into this opening here. But I was just so excited for them. The other thing I was super excited about was the fact that that they happened on like the first packs. So like there was just very little cleanup. It was amazing. It was really amazing. Ooh, into our first super rare, Tiana. And I'll tell you all what, common hold still. I'll tell you what, as I'm looking through these cards, and I was wondering if this was actually going to happen or not, I was like, man, am I gonna remember? Like, again, I know it was only a few months ago, like a couple months ago, but man, I've been so into Inklands lately that I'm like, man, am I gonna remember what is like what's in this set? Like, you like when I get like an Inklands, when I get like a super rare or something like that, immediately I'm like, oh, it could be Piglet, could be Chernobog. Like, you just have all these different, like, cards like come to mind. Another super rare Basil. And I'm just like, ooh, super. Oh, so cool. Look at that. That's awesome. Get the regular and we got the super. Very cool there. I'm asking myself, like, am I going to remember, like, what are all the supers in this set? Like, what are the legendaries in this set? And it's, you know, you can remember like half of them, I feel like. But I feel like I'm going to pull something today that's going to be really like a legendary or something, or a super where I'm going to be like, that's awesome. Don't remember that at all. Like, I don't remember that at all, but that's awesome. I'm trying to think, what are some legendaries? How about Belle, Hidden Archer? We got her. How about Alice, Growing Girl? That would be, I mean, I know we're on the hunt for Cinderella, but Alice, Growing Girl. Oh, Fairy Godmother. And that's a legendary right there. So that works. And to be fair, I would not have named this. There's no way I would have named this. So I'm glad we pulled that. That's awesome. And a common Tigger. There's our boy. Yeah, definitely would not have named Fairy Godmother. And that's kind of my point, where it's like, I feel like I'm not gonna, like, if you asked me to name all of the Inklands legendaries right now, I don't know that I'd get all of them, but I feel like I'd be pretty close. I feel like I'd be pretty darn close, just because when you open up so much of it, like in the present, you're just kind of like, oh yeah, like they kind of just come to mind a little bit sooner. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what we got here. Rare Pinocchio, very cool. Rare Hiram. Uncommon Mouse Armor, very cool. But yeah, I was going back to that story. I was so happy for them that they got their that they pulled. Well, I mean, 2 amazing enchanteds in Inklands. But it's so funny in the comments. I feel like the biggest thing I've heard from y'all on like what you've been pulling, not pulling. I feel like y'all have had pretty good Floodborn luck, which is fantastic. Obviously, like we're super happy for everyone. But like, we're looking at each other and we're kind of like, man, we haven't had too much luck in Floodborn, and that's okay. Ooh, a rare Merlin, very cool. Yeah, we've had a lot better luck on Inklands, and that's just the way it goes, right? You have fun no matter what. Like it's obviously like things, you know, you have fun pulling cards, telling stories, reminiscing, stuff like that. And then like the big pulls come like when you least expect it, and it kind of surprises you, and it's super fun. But that was another reason where I was like, let's try and get a little good fortune going on here on the channel, where we can, I don't know, maybe where we can pull something, you know, I don't know. But we're gonna have fun no matter what, and I'm gonna have fun seeing some of these cards again, because I really hypnotize. I really, I feel like I could name like 4 legendaries, and that's not, like I said, and that's not including Fairy Godmother. That would kind of be cheating, because I wouldn't have gotten her. I'm just gonna admit that right now. And now I'm trying to think back, like in the first chapter, like if I'd be able to, like if you put me on the spot right now, like do first chapter legendaries, I actually think I might do a little bit better with those. Maybe that's just because it's the first set and it's just sort of more. Oh, there's a legendary. Okay, so will it be a legendary that we have named, that we know, or will it not? So like we have like Belle, Hidden Archer, Alice, we named those, we pulled Fairy Godmother. Is it gonna be something else? Let's see what we got here. Snow White. Oh, awesome, so cool. And then we could do Snow White Enchanted. That would be amazing as well. Again, all this stuff is like coming back to me, especially some of the enchanteds that I don't have, where I'm kind of just like, ooh, a rare Minnie Mouse. Very nice. Good pack there. Yeah, like it's almost like we're like rediscovering this set in sort of a weird way, which is really cool. But another thing I wanted to just again, like really shout everyone out and say thank you so much for participating in the giveaway. I think what we've decided that we're gonna do going forward, and we'll see, we might do more, honestly. I think what we're gonna do is okay, wait, hold that thought. Is it gonna be one we've named? Is it gonna be a new one? Oh, Sisu, so cool. I think what we're gonna end up doing is we'll probably end up doing an enchanted giveaway each new set. So like when Ursula's Return comes out, we'll do an enchanted giveaway from that, like an enchanted from that set. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, follow the content. Maybe we'll go to like one every month. Honestly, like we just have fun doing it. I mean, it really is fun. I mean, obviously, I don't think we're gonna get to a place where we're doing it like every video or anything like that. That would be wild. But no, it is something we've definitely talked about, and we definitely want to do more of it. So we know we'll do another one for Ursula's return, and who knows, maybe one before that as well. So just make sure you come and join in on the fun. All right, let's see what we can do here. Teeth and Ambitions. Ooh, Mulan. I totally forgot about that one. And Nick Wilde for that Popsicle deck. Totally forgot Popsicle. I totally forgot about that. Maybe we'll pull a Popsicle Hollow. That'd be kind of cool. Forgot Nick Wilde. We have a few Zootopia in here. And for all my Europe friends, I think it might be Zootropolis, but I know it's two different names. I'm almost positive on that. So shout out to all of our wonderful Europe community folks, and I wouldn't leave you out on that title of Zootopia Zootropolis. All right, we got Weight Set. Ooh, Super Grand Poppy into a nice Benja there. Very cool. But yeah, that was those were a great couple days. I like when we. And the other nice thing, like low key, and I don't know, please let me know. This would be something I'd be very interested in the comments. Please let me know, like when you first of all, like do you with your we'll call it bulk, but I'll tell you what, like right now, like these are vintage cards. Like we're very much like we're staying very organized with these right now. Like we're keeping everything right now. So like when you go to clean, like when we go to clean up, like it's a process, right? Otherwise, if you kind of do a few openings, like for instance, we're opening this box. We'll go right to cleaning it up because the second that you don't, I mean, you end up with a very messy studio, obviously, and we don't want that. But let me know what are y'all doing? Like, are you keeping these cards? I mean, I'm sure if you're a game player out there, I'm sure you're keeping them just in case, because you never know how the meta might shift. Things might come back into, kind of back in, out, might shuffle back into the meta. Things that were never in might end up being in. But right now, I mean, honestly, we're taking everything and we're storing it and also logging it in the collector app also. So like, it's like a whole cleanup is a whole process over here. And if you don't know about beautiful Elsa, if you don't know about the collector app, you should go check that out. I'm sure most of you do. If you don't, it's a great way to it's like an Excel spreadsheet in an app, and I'm no sponsorship, but it's a great app. You should definitely. It's just a great way to keep track of your TCG collectibles and things like that. And also it's a good way of like tracking the market as well. Like things that have just been sold on eBay, it'll go off of last listings and things like that. It's a really good way of just keeping in touch with what's going on in your collection, and it's really nice. Super rare Raya into Fang Crossbow. So yeah, like we're sorting it by ink, and then we're logging it in the app, and then we're putting it in one of those I don't even know what those are called. Like they're like these big white boxes that have like dividers in them and stuff like that. I don't even know what you call those, but I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. But try and sort them out and stuff like that. I don't know how long we'll do that. Maybe we'll do it forever, but we open a lot of blisters over here, and then obviously we open on the channel as well. So it's kind of like. It's a lot of sorting, but that's okay. I mean, it's part of it, and we look at it like we're appreciating the hobby, we're respecting the hobby, appreciating the hobby, and yeah. And you never know what we might do with them down the road and stuff like that, like family, kids, stuff like that. I mean, playing with them ourselves, like you just I don't know, you may as well take the time to keep them, appreciate them, all that good stuff. But Maurice Merlin into common Mulan. Okay, so let's do a check here. How many? I think our legendary count is that 2. Is that right? We have Fairy Godmother and Sisu. Is that right? Let's do we'll get a legendary counter going. We'll do that somewhere at the bottom. That'll help me out when I when I go back and watch this and I'm like, how do we do? You know, because a lot of times like I'm just in the zone right now, making sure that everything like I'm trying to kind of juggle a few things over here. Just got to make sure that foreshadowing, come on. Let's have positive energy, positive vibes. Might not be this pack, but I'm talking like now, in the future, whenever. It would be, and obviously, if you did watch my Super Namari, very cool. If you did watch that, the Pokemon vs. Lorcana collector's perspective video, we documented very, very clearly on the napkin math, like what it would take to pull the exact enchanted you want. So, you know, at some point it's kind of like, well, hey, we can take some swings, but we want to give it the college try, obviously. But we do want to add it to the collection. So obviously when we did the enchanted collection, like it wasn't a part of it. So and so many of you out there have told us that you have Cinderellas and you've pulled Cinderellas, and every time I see it, I think two things. I'm like, oh, so jealous of you and congratulations. Like that, I think that every time I'm like, oh, so fortunate. But at the same time, like, you know, everybody has those amazing stories. Like we have wonderful ones, wonderful memories as well. But yeah, like we want to at least give it a try. And I told my wife, I'm like, look, if we're gonna, another legendary. Let's see what we got here. Scar, very good one. And I told my wife, I was like, Pinocchio, fantastic. I don't know that I have him in holo. I'll have to double check. But I told my wife, I was like, if we're gonna if we're gonna like open stuff, and obviously we want to do it together as well. Like, but at the same time, it's kind of like we got to come on with the community, with y'all, and we got to try. I mean, right? So don't be surprised if maybe in the future we do some blisters, stuff like that. I don't know how many more booster boxes I'll do of Floodborn. I mean, I go back and forth on opening Floodborn. Like, I'm fine to open it. Like, but it's also interesting because, you know, when you a rare holo, Queen of Hearts, very nice. When you think about like the longevity of the collectible itself and of the commodity, I go back and forth because it's like, on one hand, I know that it's like it's not sealed. But at the same time, like, if you know that it's sealed and you know you got it from your LGS, like I did, it's kind of like, well, you know that the authenticity is there. So, and I think we have a few sealed cases of it that we'll leave those be. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get into some blisters on the channel. Let me know in the comments if you do want to see that. I mean, obviously, you know, it's just nice to every once in a while. This would be a cool holo. Peter Pan's Shadow, I just think that would shine really well. That's one of those things where, you know, I mean, I just figured it would be cool to kind of get away from, you know, right now there's a lot of Inklands opening content out there, including us. We did a couple of them, right? I mean, and that's going to happen. I mean, anything that's the new thing, you know, people want to see it. Just figured it'd be cool to kind of take it back a generation, or not a generation, take it back a set and just open up a little of this. All right, we're coming to what? The back third, I guess, is what we're on right now. Got some Seven Dwarves, Yzma, Beast, very nice. Ooh, a rare Flynn Rider. I like that. That's very nice. I like that pack. But yeah, it'll be good to take a couple swings at Cinderella, but it's tough. I'm trying to think. The rest of the enchanted, the rest of the Floodborn enchanteds, man, I feel like we got work to do on those. I feel like we're doing really well on the Inklands enchanteds, and it does help that, like, when you pull them, it does help, right? I mean, right, you're buying a pack, or you're buying a blister or a box, and you're pulling, you're pulling something. It's better than, obviously, on the secondary market, where you're going to have to, especially for a good variant, good specimen, you're going to have to pay up a little bit. I mean, and that's understandable, and that's fine. Like, long term, especially just for the nostalgia, for the collection, you're fine with that. But it's definitely more fun and more helpful when you pull them. But we shall see. Mini Super Dr. Facilier. Card Soldiers. I forget if I've mentioned this before. Okay, 5 ink cost, 5/5, and they did the 4 of hearts. I don't know. Maybe I'm being like OCD, but I don't understand that. And maybe it's an Alice thing. I'd have to go back and actually watch it, but like maybe there are certain card soldiers in that in the like original. But it's kind of like, why didn't we just do the 5 of hearts? I don't understand. Like, what are we doing? But that's okay. Beautiful card, but I just don't understand that. It's I have to imagine at some point someone was like, hey, you know what? Let's make that the 4 of hearts. Not the 5 of hearts. Let's make that the 4 of hearts. We'll do that. Common Basil. All right, last pack magic. Can we find something here? Here we go. All right. I don't feel like I have any like. I feel like all of my like fun opening stories, like whether it's for content or just hanging out and just opening, you know, just in the kitchen or whatever. I feel like I have a lot of openings where it's like, hey, we got this on our second pack. I don't feel like I have like a lot of last pack magic stories, so let's keep an eye out for that. I don't know if it's gonna happen today, fingers crossed, but let's keep an eye out for that and see when we can get a good last pack magic type thing. And I'll tell you right now, that's legendary. Like, I mean, that's anything, right? Like it doesn't have to be an enchanted. It could just be legendary. Let's see. Well, today it will be Cinderella. Very cool. And that was a very fun opening. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, interact with us in the comments section. You know how much we love that. We're forever grateful for all of you, and we'll see y'all on the other side. Peace out.